Hello everyone, Christophe Rull here and welcome to Rull's Kitchen. Today we are going to make beautiful cinnamon roll glazed with vanilla icing. Flaky, crunchy, yummy, and if you follow Rull's Kitchen, there is no reason to fail. Are you ready? Put your apron on and let's get started! Alright, let's go over the ingredients. So we have our AP flour, our bread flour, water, sugar, eggs, milk, instant dry yeast, and salt. So on this recipe we are using two kinds of flour. We have all-purpose flour and bread flour. The reason why we are using bread flour is because we want the dough to have a lot of force. The bread flour contains much more protein than the all-purpose flour, and that will help for the elasticity of the dough. Something that, you know, sometimes you see the dough is cracking a little bit. The high gluten flour, high protein flour will really create this window and this elasticity inside the dough. And I'm going to show you later what I'm talking about when I say window. This is not the window from your garden, okay? All right, let's get started. So the first things I'm going to do is to mix the dry yeast with my water. If you don't dissolve your dry yeast with the water, you might see a little lumps inside your dough. All right, so you see the yeast is really well combined with the water. We are put it inside the bowl. Then our milk. Then our AP flour, our bread flour, sugar, salt, and eggs. Then we mix everything in low speed for 4 minutes. After the first 4 minutes, you want to check the dough and add another 4 minutes in medium speed. All right, so let's take the temperature. So right now I'm about 28 degrees Celsius. So the dough is completely unstick from the side of the bowl. It's time to take it out. So I'm taking the dough, put it on a table. So temperature of my dough 29 degrees Celsius. I do have my bowl scraper over here. And then I'm going to finish the dough by hand. So I'm going to tap it and continue to have the gluten being made. So it's really important to have your dough that doesn't stick. So let's do the window test. So I'm taking a little piece of my dough over here. And then little by little, I am going to strain the dough. Just to make sure, you see, your dough doesn't crack. You see? This is a sign of a beautiful gluten development. Now that we know for sure that our gluten has developed, we are going to make a little bowl just like that. Voilà. So once I have a nice bowl like that, I am going to place it inside my mixing bowl. I set my oven at 100 Fahrenheit. I'm going to have a little container of water in my oven, and then I'm going to wrap that dough and let it rest until it doubles in size. So I am setting up my oven in bread-proof program, which is 100 Fahrenheit. Then I'm going to add some water inside my pan to create some humidity. Just a little bit, it's not necessary to have too much. And then I am going to put my dough in the oven and set a timer at 1 hour. During the time that my dough is proofing, we are going to make, of course, our cinnamon filling. For the cinnamon filling, I have 5 ingredients. Butter, brown sugar, almond flour from our friend Amoriti, and you can find the product in the description below, the eggs and the cinnamon powder. We are using unsalted butter, 82% fat content. In that case, I am using the President. Then our brown sugar and our almond flour. And we want to paddle everything together. Once our ingredients are well combined together, you want to add the cinnamon, of course. And then add our egg. You see the consistency is nice, soft, something that's going to be easy to spread. All right, let's put this on the side and start to work on the butter. So our dough is proofing, our filling is ready. Now it's time to do our butter. So right now, my butter is in a form of stick, as you can see. It's a 82% fat content butter, by the way. We are going to place our butter in the center. And then I am going to make a fold . I'm going to start to tap the butter. I'm just going to roll the butter all the way in the corner. Now I'm going to put this in the cooler for about 20 minutes. All right, so our dough has rested for about an hour. And you can see it doubled its size. I am going to roll it in a thin layer and put it in a freezer in order to have the dough harden. So a little bit of flour. Then you press down the dough. And you remember the size of the butter that I rolled before? Well, what you are looking for is to have the exact same size on the height of the dough and 3 times longer than the butter. Voilà. So you make your rectangle. Voilà, it's about the size of the sheet pan. And then plastic wrap over the top. And this will avoid your dough to have a skin creation over the top. So that will pretty much protect the dough. And then I'm putting in the freezer for about 30 to 45 minutes until the dough gets a little bit harder. You don't want to freeze the dough completely, but you don't want the dough to be too soft. So you really have to find the sweet spot. So the butter has been placed in the cooler and now is hard. I'm going to take it out from the cooler a little bit before I am taking out the dough from the freezer. And the goal here is to really get the same consistency between the dough and the butter. So this is the reason why I am taking out the butter first, because the butter will be harder than the dough. And the butter is really flexible, which I really like already. And now let's check on the dough. So the dough is cold and about double the size of the butter. Now we're going to do what we call an envelope. So we're going to place the butter in the middle of our dough, just like that. You want to have the dough about the same height of the butter. And then we're going to close our butter inside the dough. Then we close in the middle. And then we close on the top. And then we turn it. And we do the same on the other side. At this moment, you really want to work fast because the longer your dough will stay outside and the more the chance you're going to have your butter to crack. So this step is really important. So you want to roll the dough by hand because I don't have a sheeter at home. That's why it's really important to have the dough and the butter at the same consistency. So we're going to give what we call one simple tour. 1 and 2. And then give a quarter turn. Little bit of flour, top and bottom. And then we roll the dough one more time. And then we're going to give it a double or a book fold. And what we call a book fold is this way. And then this way. And then another time like this. A quarter turn. And now we're going to put our dough in the freezer. Okay, let's check if our dough is ready. Yes, it is! All right, so nice and firm, just like we like it. So I am going to roll my dough about 10-inch wide. I'm usually use a sheeter at work and this is a real workout, guys. But it's really important to work with the dough that is cold, really cold. Otherwise, you're not going to have the same result. So you want to have the height about 9 inches. So when you get to 9 inches, you want to pretty much roll your dough into a long strip. So 2 hours of rolling. Really important to have your dough cold. I cannot repeat myself enough. Because what's happening when you work with a cold dough, the layers of butter and dough are not being affected because they are so cold. So when you roll and you spread, they are not being mixed together. If your dough is too hot, what's going to happen is the butter is going to start to melt and is going to be incorporated inside the dough. And then you will start to lose all of those beautiful layers that you're looking at when you do a laminate dough. So that's why I'm stressing a lot into the fact that you need to work with a cold dough. So if your dough gets too warm, put it back in the freezer. All right, after 2 hours of workout, my dough is finally rolled out. What I'm going to do is to cut and make sure to have a perfect rectangle. And you will ask, yes, but chef, what will you do with the leftover dough? Well, I can reuse it and I can make it proof, do like a monkey bread, or just eat it by itself. But right now I am looking for a beautiful and perfect cinnamon roll. So I am going to cut nice rectangle. So I'm going to remove this piece and then this piece. So now I have a beautiful rectangle. What I'm going to do is, remember the cinnamon spread? And then once my filling is nicely spread out, I am going to roll my dough this way. Voila. Perfect. So I'm going to cut it in 2 parts, put it back in my sheet pan, put it in the freezer for about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to clean up my station and come back to have a perfect and nice cut. Are you ready? Let's do it. Voila. You see now the dough is a little bit too soft, so I'm going to put it back in the freezer. I'm pretty sure you already noticed, but I did change my shirt in between. Okay, I know, I started with the black and now with the blue. Well, that's how I feel like. I like to change colors, all right? So let's finish our cinnamon roll. I am going to cut them about 1 3/4 inch up to 2 inches. Voila. So I'm gonna mark them so they're all the same. So what I'm going to do is to put a little bit of spray on my mold, just to make sure it doesn't stick. Then I'm cutting all my cinnamon roll. And then I will place my cinnamon roll inside this cupcake pan, muffin pan, whatever you want to call it. And those guys, I will keep them in the freezer for about a week or 2 until I'm ready to proof more and bake. So this recipe makes you roughly between 18 to 20 cinnamon rolls. So let's put them in the proofer the same way as we did with our dough at the very beginning. 100 Fahrenheit with humidity underneath. Let's put them in the oven, which is my proofer for now, and set a timer to 1 hour. All right, let's check on our cinnamon roll if they are proofed. And yes, they are. So look, you have those beautiful cinnamon rolls that already proofed and all the way on the top of the mold. It is time now to put them to bake. And we're going to set a timer at 15 minutes. All right, so now that our cinnamon roll are baking, it's time to do our beautiful vanilla icing. So I am going to put a little bit of water, then some powdered sugar, and our beautiful vanilla extract from Amoretti. $20 grams. Voilà. a beautiful vanilla glaze. Now that my royal icing or my vanilla glaze is ready, I am going to pour into my piping bag with those beautiful sparkle of vanilla icing. All right, let's check out on our cinnamon rolls. Oh yes, look at this. Look at those beautiful layers over here. All right, and now it's time to glaze them with our beautiful vanilla icing. And this is it, everyone. This is how to make those beautiful and yummy cinnamon rolls. They are still warm and I have to get a bite right now. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my God. Wow! I am not even joking. If you take the time to go over each and every step that I show you today, you're going to have the most wonderful, beautiful, extremely yummy cinnamon roll that you ever had in your life. I can guarantee you that. So thank you so much everyone for watching. It means a lot to me. And if you did not subscribe yet, what are you waiting for? Push that little button, hit the little bell so you can be notified each and every single recipe. Until then, au revoir and see you next time in Rull's Kitchen. And I'm gonna get another bite. Oh my God. Bye.